we are live. We're going to be talking about angel messages today. And I am setting up our live audience on Instagram. So we hope that you'll join us either on Instagram, Facebook, if it decides to work, which it did. That's really cool. You know, like Facebook is a thing. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just edit this and add in Instagram and the key. And I thank you all. Voila. Okay. So, Raj and I have stories to share today. Rajai Kaldani, my brother from another mother, quantum energy healer from the getthefrequency.com. And Raj, why don't you kind of set the stage while I find a new place for my girls to be? Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah. So, what prompted this particular cast is Jodi actually she recently went on a trip. She went on a cruise, and it was actually her honeymoon, so she could tell you a little bit about that. But she had some really amazing experiences while she was on that cruise, and took some pictures. Was doing a lot of picture taking, and a lot of those pictures that she took while she was on that cruise have, kind of spirit speaking through them, angel messages from spirit coming through. And we looked at some of those this morning, and we were just like, holy smokes. I mean, these are amazing pictures, and we have to share them and talk about them. And so Jodi was called to do a second broadcast today just to talk about this particular issue. So, hey, so you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. And the girls, I couldn't get them into the other room. So they're in the hallway. So either they're going to squawk in my ear and their ear at the same time.
All right.
Yeah, that's how it is. At least they won't be making a nest. So there you go. So why don't I start with the first picture, which is of Andrew and I?
Yeah.
And anybody who watches my show already knows about my husband. And let's see here. Nope. So basically, Andrew and I have to make some adjustments here on the screen before I show this. So Andrew and I go hiking in it's called the Crystal Cayman Caves, which is in Cayman Islands. And these caves have not been touched for 2 million, or I think over 2 million years. And actually in the last 75 years, they were gently touched by humanity, and they don't let you touch anything in the cave other than your feet on the floor or on the ground. So Andrew and I go in there, and here is the first screen. This is not photoshopped.
Yeah, it was crazy. You sent me that picture. I was like, holy smokes, you guys got like a light around you. And I asked you if there was some kind of like artificial light source there, and there was none, right?
No, so there was a tiny little light down off to the side, about 5 feet to the side. It was about like this big.
Yeah, but that wouldn't make anything like this. It wasn't like some big crazy lights,
No, this is God job.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, take a look at Andrew's hat. It's in his hand.
Yep.
And his hand is blurry.
Yeah.
So, right. I mean, like, that's just kind of weird. And the hat's right by my fanny pack, but my fanny pack's not blurry.
Right.
And there's just so many weird things, because our spiritual guides can come in and do all sorts of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was like the first thing, right? And then we're like, okay, that's fine. And here's the thing, this is not our aura. I channeled this, and Raj did too, These are our spiritual guides letting us know that they're around. Okay. So I'm going to remove that. And then this is not the right one. And then actually, before we go and start sharing, let me just stop the screen share here. Okay. I want sharing the other ones from the caves. Raj would like to share the one that he took, which was not on our trip, of course, but it was and I agree with Raj, just to give some evidence that the spirituality exists, people. And so, you can choose any way you want to choose. We're not going to judge you, but we're just telling you it exists. Okay. So,
Yeah.
so I'm going to let Raj, oh, hold on a second. So I hope you guys bear with me on this, like as I try to figure out the technology. And here we go. All right. So share the screen, go to the window. So Raj, you can go ahead and talk about this one.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So this picture was taken quite a few years ago. It was probably, I don't know, I would probably say about 10 years ago. And I was there when this picture was taken. Essentially, it was a grand opening for this place right across the street that we're looking at, right? And this is, not too far from where I live. It's just maybe a 10-minute drive from where I live. And I was there with a couple of friends who were very spiritual and kind of tuned in. And we did not see any of this. By the way, there are no windows between us and the picture, right? We were just across the street taking a picture of the building for the grand opening kind of thing. And then when we looked at the picture, this is what we saw. And if you can actually kind of zoom in, Jodi,
Yes.
and the reason I like this is because it's so clear and cut. It's very like undeniable that there's stuff there, right? I mean, literally, you could see like there's almost like a group of people standing, almost like in a line. Okay, so these are energy beings, whether they're ghosts or
All day.
whatever you want to call them, right? But they have a different density and a frequency to them that we couldn't pick up with our naked eye, but with this camera that we took when we took this shot, they showed up there. But you could clearly see there's like 5 or 6 bodies. And actually, if you zoom in even a little bit further, so if you're looking, say, at the blue light there's like a light blue light
On the far right, Raj.
Yeah, so if you zoom in a little bit there and you look at like right above where that mirror is, you could almost see like a face.
Let me see.
I mean,
I think it's too blurry for me now. Actually,
yeah,
it's better.
If you like zoom in and out, you almost kind of see like the figure of a face.
Oh, right here, I see it.
Well,
actually,
there's
one by the wheel, above the wheel. Like,
yes, but there's also one right below that sign on the door.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And so the thing is that Raj has this uncanny ability to see things. Like when we were going through the photos that we're going to share, there's only a couple of them, so it's not going to be a very long broadcast. But he has this uncanny ability to see, everything there. I'm just going to say. But go ahead. What do you think their message was here? Were they just showing us that they exist?
Yeah, I think here what happened was they were attracted to what we were doing in the store.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because it was a crystal shop.
Right.
And, it was a metaphysical crystal shop. And again, I think there's a resonance that exists with things like water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or crystals. So you were like in a cave and you had crystalline kind of.
Well, and there was water in the cave too.
Right. So all that kind of creates a harmonic that allow for these, I think, kind of entities to kind of come in and talk and maybe appear more than they would, like in
well, it's a pristine environment.
a pristine environment. That's correct. Like connected more to nature. So what I could tell you about this place, it's not too far from a river. The river is actually right behind us. So
Okay.
there's flowing water. And it's a fairly, nature, there's a lot of nature in the area. So I'm sure there's some, old spirits that have been sitting there for a long time, going back to American Indian spirits and that kind of thing that kind of lived on that land. But so that's my belief, is that these are Indian spirits here, and we're just attracted to what we were doing,
So let
and
me
decided to show up.
Let me hear if that's Indians. Oh, they're absolutely Indian spirits.
Mhm.
So what they're saying here, and I granted this is 2 years ago, not today's message. So it's interesting, Raj. They're here to say, I keep on hearing time for a change, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And they're in a wall. So what they're saying is, so it's actually similar to today's message, which is about standing tall, right? Because they're all and boundaries. They're here to talk about boundaries.
Actually, let's go back up there real quick.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, doesn't that look like it's on fire?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So
what
I'm
are you
gonna
getting
make
there?
it a little smaller, but they're talking about boundaries, standing tall, meaning have boundaries, stand tall, stand in your power, which is similar to the message that I got, but it was even so obvious. And what is this fiery looking? What is that supposed to represent?
That's a good question. You know what? Like, I rarely even looked at that. I would always kind of focus on the actual beings, but that's clearly there for a reason. And I think so fire energy, right, is about transmutation and transforming.
Right.
And
Exactly. So that's what that's so I think you're spot on. Thank you
mhm,
for that.
yeah.
So, I have another video and I'm just trying I don't think this is it. This is not it. Um, but there is a video that I took with my husband when we were living in Kennesaw, and I did post it, probably got like 2,000 views.
Mm.
And it was when we lived in these apartments and we're passing by the garage doors, and one light starts to flicker, kind of like a Morse code, right? And it was my dad, and my dad's name was Morris, right? And so what I'm trying to help people come to terms with is that everything has consciousness, because spirits are here with us, our angels are here with us. Actually, last night I plugged up, I don't know how many portals in the universe, and filled those portals with tourmaline and clove, so they can't, so that dark energy can't come through those portals anymore, right? And only good light energy can come through. So you want to understand that not all energy is good, right? And dark energy can come through and light energy can come through. And right now, with the age of Aquarius, literally 4 days away from today, I think are going to be seeing uncovering truths that we have had hidden over the years. Now, because these truths, and I'm going to stop. Is it okay if I move to the next photo?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Because these truths are going to be earth shattering to people. Okay. My angels came here with this message to share. And let me just, I'm trying to stop the share. So give me a minute here. Here we go.
Yeah, it's not sharing.
Yeah, but I had to do the technology on my end.
No.
So yeah, so this is the first one, people. Okay, so women, keep your pantyhose on. Men, keep it all on. Okay, wait till you see this. This is crazy. So let me go to the window. Okay, do we got a good? Okay, so I just need a ground. So I feel the goodness and the love from this photo. The first thing I want to share is that I saw this, and you see this little piece in here, and I'm going to make it larger. And for those of you who are in chiropractic or understand spine health, when you take a real close look at it, it almost looks like a vertebrae, and there's that little spot in here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel energetically that that is the heart. While it looks like a vertebrae, it's the heart of this is not one of our angels, although they're angelic. They're from the galactic. If I give you proof for it, can't, but I'm just telling you what I hear. Now, the thing is, a lot of people over the last few years have not had a spine. They have not been willing to stand in their truth. And so this spine, which is also the heart of this galactic entity, is saying, have a spine, right? Speak from heart, because that's its heart, even though it looks like a vertebrae. Speak from heart. Speak your truth. Right?
Yeah, I think authenticity
Mm-hmm.
is what's coming to me.
And it's also a third eye. Look at that. Look at the bigger part of it.
Well, it's actually a lot of different things. It's actually a very interesting image, right? Because you can look at it. I see like 3 or 4 different things in there, right?
Yeah, so this is just the first, people. So tune in, share your thoughts about what you're seeing. Raj, I'm telling people the very first part.
Yeah.
Why don't you go and talk about the parts that we talked about earlier, and you direct me where you want me to go. You take the next part. But let me just see if there's anybody who's got a comment about the angel messages yet. Teddy says, I love the Cayman Islands. Never heard about those caves and the media connection. Hi, Naima says, congratulations on having a beautiful honeymoon experience. Thank you. But check out the message. Okay. So
let's kind of focus a little bit there just on that one little area that we're already looking at before we kind of zoom out. Mm-hmm. So like if you look at that a little bit and kind of just kind of opens for the image to kind of be fluid, so to speak. I see a couple other things. I see like an embryo. Okay. In a sac, right? Something birthing, right? Like a fetus being birthed, right? Like this is the actual the bright color portion of it is the actual fetus, right? We're talking about the gold. The golden.
I'm not sure. Is the fetus? I don't know.
No. So go point to the actual circle where you were pointing to.
This one right here.
Vertebrae. No, further to the.
This one.
No, it's the one right in the center. So you were calling it the spine.
Yeah, this one. That's what I said. There must be a delay. That's all.
Okay. But it also looks like a kind of deformed yin yang type of symbol. You see it? It's like a circle with the black and the gold, but it's not proportional the way it should be.
Right.
Okay.
Which now, do you see the third eye though too?
Yes, I do see that. And that's kind of like if you zoom out there, you kind of have. So it's like you have images within images, and they're all sending a message. And I think if we have the eyes to see, we'll receive the messages that we're supposed to receive.
Mhm.
Uh, so the first thing that when you first sent me this image, the first thing that caught my eye was this beautiful, like purplish um, entity here. And to me, the first thing that kind of,
Do you see this?
yeah, um,
This, what I'm doing?
yes.
Okay, now look at this right here.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I see that.
Is that the baby coming through the birth canal?
We're birthing something.
Yeah, we're birthing a whole new, oh my goodness. I'm like, oh my. Okay, so here we are. Now I'm just going to channel it.
Uh-huh.
We're birthing what, Spirit? In neglect. We're birthing a whole new reality. They're saying people, oh, okay, so this is why they want you to stand in your, have a spine, stand in your power. They said it's gonna, at first, because it's new, for no other reason other than it's new, you might feel like it's a little scary.
Yep.
Okay. But they're saying, stand in your power,
Mhm.
stand with God or source energy. They says we are birthing the most beautiful experience, the most beautiful planet. And it's going to go through like this is the age of Aquarius.
It's a transformation and metamorphosis that's happening. Okay. And
Mhm.
that's why you're seeing this, okay, this yin and yang kind of um, halo above
Yeah.
is being reshaped and reformed, right? So it's in flux as this is being birthed into the world, right? So we're talking about the age of Aquarius that you had mentioned, right?
Mhm.
We are on the precipice of a a pivotal time on the planet
Mhm.
where we are actually called to call other light beings like ourselves to stand up and and have, like you said, have a spine, be in your power, be not afraid, and be a light onto the world, because we are here to transform it. We are here to be a light, and we are being guided by spirit. So this is, in my opinion, this is a message that was sent to you specifically.
Well, yeah, they're also saying this is your time to birth your new reality. It's not just a new reality for the universe, but they said personally, Jodi, you're here to birth your new reality because, but they said you need to share this message with the world because it's also their time to birth their new reality. The energy is ripe for that.
We're all doing it. So it's a
Yeah.
symphony. So the message is for you, but it's also for me, right? So it's a
Right.
symphony of all of us being working in a harmonic way, right? So when you have one instrument in a symphony, it doesn't work. When you have the whole orchestra going, that creates a harmonics that would not exist for if not for the whole group as a whole. And so this message is both for you, for me, and for the world, right? That this is, I saw a bird earlier, like I saw
You see
like,
these boobs? There's a
I'm sorry.
woman. There's a woman with 2 arms here. She looks like she's wearing a big bra, like she's like a G size boobs. No, I'm not kidding. I wish I was
I'm
joking.
seeing a face actually at
Right
like,
here is the face, here's the neck, here are the boobs, here's her arms. Looks like my breast size when before I had a breast reduction.
uh, yeah, that's an interesting it's an interesting picture. But let's go to this little being here, though. I mean, um,
Which one do you want me to go to?
the purple one,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one
yeah.
at the
You
very
know that
bottom.
we've got 2 purples. We got here in the middle. It extends in this sphere. We've got the purple in the sphere. And then we have the purple down here at the point.
Yes, but they're connected, and this one is projecting into this one.
So we cannot see your pointer. So
okay, so if you look at the little being at the very, very, very bottom, it looks like a bird's head with a beak, and out of the beak is projecting a bird actually flying.
Oh, down here?
Yep, and it projects out, right? So it's projecting out, and then where the yellow kind of hits the purple, right? The way I'm seeing it is that is a bird in flight with its tail kind of fanned out and its wings kind of up, like in flight, like it is flying, right?
Well, and we saw, and I'm struggling to see it now, but we saw several different types of birds in here before.
Yeah, that was up further up. That was further up though.
Up here. Oh, that's right. Thank you. This one. Yeah. And so the interpretation of that, all these birds, is about being and I've been posting about this for weeks, honestly, since probably the first week or second week of December. You need to be, and I mean need, to be the wind beneath your own wings. Okay? So my husband's calling, but he doesn't know I have a broadcast. I'll let him know. Well, take it away while I let him know what's going on.
So what I also love about this bird symbology is, it really, like, for me, when I think about birds, right, I think about freedom, right? Their ability to fly and to maneuver. And I think this is what this is all about, right? Is if we start to stand in our power, right, and we align ourselves, right, and we move and we transform through this period where we have an opportunity to take flight, right? Be that when beneath our own wings, that we will actually soar, and we will have a sense of freedom of to be who we are and to create a new reality, right? So this is the age of Aquarius. I'm actually an Aquarius rising is my actual rising sign. So that's interesting because rising, that's where we're creating this new possibility for what we can have here in the here and now, right? And so I do believe this is your angels and spirit guides sending you a message that this is the time is now for us to stand up and transform.
Right. So if you were scared to do something before, have God, God's got your back, right? We lost our Instagram feed, by the way. But that's okay. I will actually go on Instagram and share our other links so that they can join us. Okay. So go ahead and take the show for me for a minute, if you don't mind, and keep with the interpretation, knowing I'll have to toggle back and forth.
Okay, so zoom in to like further up there where we saw not only an eagle,
Here.
but we saw
Here
an owl, right? So the wisdom of the owl, right? So they all have meaning. You want to zoom in a little bit more? I'm having a hard time seeing it without the zoom.
Okay. Is that better? Oh, look at that. There's a sphere here. Another sphere.
Right. Okay, let's okay. So If you don't mind, I
Mhm.
would love for you to channel and tune into this little circle and tell me what you're receiving from that.
What do you want me to channel into? Which part?
This little purple circle that we're looking at there.
Okay, let me go back in there. Well, I feel like that's the Christ consciousness. That's what I just heard.
Mm,
So it's got a cross in there and it's
yes.
purple. And so it's the Christ consciousness with the Saint Germain violet flame. That's what
Okay.
I got.
Yeah. And it is it's the same color, right, as the violet
Right.
flame.
Hmm. Wow. And so Saint Germain is actually um Saint Germain is ruling this era, is he not? Isn't Saint Germain? So he's the ascended master who is a keeper um, of the sacred violet flame of healing. There are other ascended masters. It says Jesus being one as well. It says Saint Germain has lived many lives, including Prophet Samuel of the Old Testament, Sir Francis Bacon, Saint Joseph, the High Priestess of Atlantis, and Christopher Columbus and Merlin, to only name a few. Crap, I had no idea.
Mm.
Interesting.
So yeah, right above that, by the way, if you kind of just go straight from that circle straight up, that's kind of where you can see one of the birds that we identified. Not that's too far up.
Yeah,
Come back.
but right here, so here you got the Saint Germain and the
Yeah, and
cross.
then just kind of slowly, gently go up a little bit, and
Do you
right,
see this fan that's coming through here? It's almost like a ginkgo leaf.
yeah, right above that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, if you kind of zoom out a little bit, you can kind of see like a bird's face right there too.
Zoom out or in?
Zoom out a bit,
Zoom
just
out. Okay.
right. You will see kind of like there's a bird there as well.
Okay, let me see if I can see the bird again because I was having a trouble this time. See, oh, there's the bird, right?
Yes.
Okay. So there's actually a different bird that I see this time. You see this
It's a
right
bigger
here,
bird. That's right.
and it's got a beak
Yep.
here. It's almost like a parrot.
Yeah.
No surprise in my household. And we had owls in here before, but I'm gonna post this picture so people can analyze it themselves. Because it's just so, and I actually already did post it, I think, on my feed. But also you've got we've got the third eye here. We have the person here being birthed. We have the bird, which is a sign of soaring with the eagles, as we talked earlier. We had the owl, which is about owning your own wisdom and your innate ability to connect to a higher power. And so this circle, this sphere, is coming through a cylinder here, which then opens up to a third eye. That's crazy. I'm seeing all different things each time.
Yeah, I think that's what you're going to get with this is you're going to get a lot of people seeing a lot of different things, and I think it's going to speak to people in many different ways. But I think it's like we tend to see what we want to see, but a lot of times, we have a mind that's going to relate to what we're connecting to, right? And so, it's almost kind of like I don't want to say tarot card reading, but in a way it is, right? Because it's about connecting with that creative source to where there are a million messages in this picture, and each
Mhm.
person's going to get a different message. But
Well,
all of it is there to support you.
yeah, and I tried to share this on Instagram. They removed the content
Uh-huh.
Probably because it's true. Uh,
They removed the content.
yeah, who knows why? You
Uh,
know, right? So I'm
and
gonna post this on Susan Essentials again, and so that y'all can see it. I don't know how you do this. Here's a post. New post. Nope, that's a new highlight. So anyway, so you'll be able to see it at the end. I'll just put an image of this, and but it's just kind of crazy, isn't it? So where are you guys watching from? Because I'm going to post the entire picture here. Is what I'm going to do.
I would post it on Facebook. I would post it on Instagram, wherever you have.
Yeah, it's not letting me post an image. That's interesting.
Mm. Now let's zoom out and maybe kind of pan back up to the actual light coming into the cave.
Yep. Oh, you know why we're not seeing what we saw? It's
Yeah.
a different image. Let me switch images.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Well, let's look at this one for a minute. Let me I'm gonna remove.
Well, by the way, that looks like an eye as well. So,
Well, right?
yeah, look at that. It's like a big circle, right? So you got a big circle, and then you got the eye and the iris, and that's an interesting formation there with the light coming in.
Yep. Okay, so let me share another one. Share screen, go to the window. And I think this is the next one to share.
Ah, yes, okay.
So let me make it larger and then down. So this one has like an S here.
Yeah, that one is really nice. It looks like you have an angel flying in to the cave.
Yeah. And then you see this arrow?
Yep.
So I didn't understand what that meant. And I still don't. Like it's too 3D for me, even though it's 5D.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah, I think the arrow is an affirmation that you're on the right path. Keep going this way.
Oh, I think that's exactly what it is. Thank
Mm.
you.
Yeah, it's
You're
pointing
heading
to a
in the right
direction, but it's an affirmation.
Okay. So if you're seeing this, what they just said to me was that, first of all, they said Raj is correct that that's what the arrow means. But they're also saying if you're listening to this and you're watching this and you're hearing this, whether it's live or replay, and you're seeing this arrow, that means you're also on the right path. And they're also saying that the universe is on the right path. Meaning people are going to start to see what was not being they couldn't see before.
Yeah, and I would like to say that the universe is telling you that you are supported on this path. Behind you,
Oh, I
you
hear
have the
that.
power of God working in your favor. Just keep on moving.
Wow. Yeah, I get that.
I mean, literally, you have an angel following that arrow.
Well, actually, I will say fueling the arrow.
There you go.
It's
Yeah.
like, woof.
Yeah.
Because I often feel that in my day to day that I have angels just surrounding me, clearing the path, paving the path for me to do what they want me to do.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt in my mind on that. Let's go to another one.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see what we got here. So this one can be closed. Let me see if that's it. Now that's the arrow again.
Yeah, I'd love to, if people are watching this, I'd love to kind of hear what they have to say about what they're seeing, because I think,
Right.
yeah.
So there was here we go. So we're coming back from Cayman Islands, right? And we're crossing the dock, which is cement. Now, I'm just saying, if you were a crab, would you be on the cement or would you be like on the sand in the water? Which one, Raj? Sand or cement?
Yeah, I would probably be in the sand and or in the water.
Right. So what I'm going to tell you, which is like just crazy to me, is that Andrew and I get lots of messages from animals. I had a squirrel that jumped on my screen door. That squirrel did not cause any harm with its sharp claws to my screen door. Not a iota of a problem. It was just there to give me a message. And animals come to me all the time with messages, right? So now I'm going to tell you, we get this, right? It's a crab. And we're at the dock. And it's just like, I felt like it was a couple people in there because, spirits can put themselves inside of animals like for whatever amount of time. So I feel like, and for those of you who know her, I feel like this was Susan Rossi and my friend Carmen Hipka. They had a joint effort, right? Now, when you look up crab as spirituality, right? What is the spiritual meaning, the spiritual energy? Well, it says the crab. No, that's not okay. This is a different type of crab. Is that a crab or is that something else?
I'm not an expert in this kind of stuff, but I believe that is a crab.
Okay, so then, it is a crab. It's just a different image of a crab. Okay, I see. They come in different shells.
Yeah, there's probably different varieties of crabs.
Okay. It represents the moon and connects with water and yin energies. No surprise. Their hard shell is a shield of protection against the weakness and vulnerability. The ability to sidewalk, and it showed up on a sidewalk, also indicates the need to take a step aside and not confront certain situations, like let it go. Right?
Yeah.
So interesting. It showed up on a sidewalk to tell us that we need to step aside on certain things, right?
Was this at the beginning of the trip or at the end of the trip?
So for us, it was at the very beginning of the trip. And we were with this group that we didn't like.
Right.
And so now I get with this why Susan and Carmen were there. They were saying, just let them go and go have fun. Go, let them do their thing. Let them be who they want to be and go have fun.
Yeah.
Sidestep that, right? You don't need to be involved in it. And so let it go. And so the thing is that what I really want to impress upon people, if you're walking down and there's a chameleon, there's a cat, there's a squirrel, stop taking these animals and they're crossing your path for granted. Right? So Teddy says, Teddy June, she says, a large groundhog came and looked in the doors as my daughter was born at home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Really so what does a groundhog mean, right?
Yeah.
Groundhog, spiritual meaning. So it could be a sign that it's time to become aware of your body's natural cycles and adjust your intake and output accordingly. She's being born, right?
That's funny.
Right? How do you like that, Teddy?
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
mean, there's messages everywhere, right? It's about being being conscious, being conscious about your environment, who you are, and how you're connected to it, right? And we're always getting messages, and we just, if we listen, we get them, right?
yeah, or you can keep ignoring them, right? If that's who you are. But I'm
Sure,
just
I mean, and a lot of people do, right? But I mean, they're there. We could pick up on them if we want to.
yeah, we have signals. And speaking of signals, Fagla and Tinkerbell have a message that they would like to hear.
Yeah.
So give me a minute. All right, we're not ending the show without you. All right. All right. So she says she has a message. So what is your message? I'll just close it up. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Okay, so what she said is the Christ consciousness or God consciousness or source consciousness is in everything and anything. It's everywhere, it's surrounding you. And she said, now is the time to accept God into your heart. When you are angry, give it to God. She goes, when you're sad, give it to God. Let Him carry your burdens. She goes, and then go create those relationships that you want. Be in community, be the love. And is there anything else? That's it? It was a very important message. Thank you.
Pretty wise, Fagula.
Oh, she's wiser than me, man. She says she finally figured it out. Mommy's not so smart. Fagula's smart. All right. All right. So this was just an additional broadcast to bring to you your consciousness. So we hope that you will, if you're just catching this now, watch the entire thing. I will go back in and post these pictures in the thread. I just can't do it now. And then you can save these pictures and you can find your own interpretation in addition to the interpretation that we have. Thank you. This is very, very important. Everybody, listen up. There's protection for everybody. Okay. And I want to show it to you. Okay. Oh my goodness. Wish I had protection from her poops. Okay. So here is this image. Okay, everyone? If you want spiritual protection, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to imagine this image and imprint it on your field, on your energy field. Imprint it on your body and know that you're protected by God. Just imagine this, put it on your field, and you'll feel like heart centered, almost on instant case.
Mm.
If you are not in body, meaning your spiritual body's jumped out, you cannot receive gifts. So just ground, make sure you're in body, in this timeline, in this dimension, ground yourself, and then put this imprint, and you will have that love feeling in your heart. So
Yeah.
that is a gift.
And then one recommendation I would make, like if you actually do check out the image, you know, work on zoom in and out, like, and look at it from different angles, and you'll see there is a lot of information in that image, and I think you're going to be shocked at how much it will speak to you once you start to like surrender to it, so to speak.
Yeah, and what I was just told is that we need to download. I hear you, but everybody else cannot hear if you're speaking. Thank you. Okay, so download the energy and the information from the image into your field
Mm.
if you believe that it's for your highest good. which I do. I'm leaving the bird up there. You want to download it into Fagla's field. Okay. Oh, there you go. And there you go. And put the imprint on Fagla. So download that into your field and create it as a veil of protection for yourself. And whenever you feel fear, bring this in to keep you embodied, to keep you grounded, to keep you with love, to keep you with spirit. Okay, a lot of stuff coming our way, peeps, and this is just one way, one of many, to support yourself. All right. Anything you want to add before we end?
Yeah, just be here now and pay attention to the world around you because it's speaking to you all the time.
Yeah. All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Naima, Teddy, anybody else who showed up. I know there were a lot of people that showed up, but I couldn't, some of these we can't see and some got cut off, but thank you and God bless. Let's make this an amazing year. Bye.
So